Hey, Mark here from Woolman Outdoors. I was heading out tomorrow to do a thing I love to do, and it's shooting a black powder rifle. I have a Thompson Center Hawk in here that I picked up about 7, 8 years ago, and I love to go out in the woods with it every once in a while and shoot. It's a real blast to shoot a black powder rifle. I don't know if you ever have or not. And since I was heading out there, I figured, why not make a couple of videos of it. So the first video I'm going to make tonight is I'm going to show you the accessories that you actually have to take out in your possibles bag when you're headed out for a day of shooting. There's a lot of different accessories that you need with black powder. We'll go through all that tonight and show that to you. Then we'll make a second video tomorrow shooting out in the woods, and when we get home, third video on how to clean up, because you've really got to do a lot of work on this gun to keep it in good operational condition. There's a lot of fouling with black powder, and it's very important to do a thorough cleanup out later on, and we'll show you what's involved with that. So stick with us, and I hope you enjoy what we're about to do. As I mentioned before, black powder shooting is quite involved. There are a lot of accessories that you have to bring with you for a successful day out there, and this is a little view of everything that goes into those two little pouches, a possibles bag and the pouch actually, and we'll give you a little introduction to that, and we'll go through each one individually and show you what we've got. So first of all, there's the powder. I like to use 777. I actually don't use authentic black powder, but I like the synthetic substitute. It's a lot easier to clean up, a lot less fouling with it. Still gets a little messy, but a lot less fouling, a lot easier to use, so I happen to like the 777. And then of course, when you're out in the field all day, you're going to need an ample supply of cleaning patches. Every second shot, you've got to run a cleaning patch down the bore, or with all the fouling, they start to tighten up on you. And at the end of the day, you're looking at bore cleaner. You need something that's good for cleaning a black powder bore. You can't use the same kind of solvents that you use on a normal rifle, because you tend to season the barrel over years, kind of like you season a frying pan, a cast iron frying pan, and if you use the solvents, that'll take that seasoning away. Bore butter is great for seasoning the barrel, lubricating the barrel. In fact, I use it all over the entire rifle. I use it on the outside of the barrel, the inside of the barrel, and it makes a great seasoning. You'll need a good supply of percussion caps, because we are loading powder, patch, and round ball. So you need those percussion caps to create the spark. And then you'll need a selection of accessories for the end of your ramrod. So here I've got a couple of things. I have a ball puller, and those are screws that fit on the end of the ramrod. And the purpose of those screws is if you happen to put a ball in and a patch in, and you forgot to put the powder, as I've done before, well, there's no charge to move the ball out of the bore. So you've got to go in with the ramrod. You've got to screw that into the ball and pull the ball out. And then, of course, there's some cleaning jags, and there's a neat little device here that if your cleaning patch comes off inside, you can always go ahead and take that out using this. It'll grip it. Of course, you may have to remove the nipple, so there's a nipple wrench that we use to remove the nipple. I'm not sure how well you can see that in that light, but there's a nipple wrench, and that takes the nipple off. And of course, when you put the nipple back on, you need some lubricant or some grease for that nipple to grease the threads so it doesn't get stuck in there and not come out. And I always have a spare nipple with me just in case, because they can get deformed. There's a hammer striking it, and there's the nipple. There's a closer look there. So those are some of the accessories that come along with you. And then to cap the nipple to shoot, there's a capper, and it has the percussion caps are loaded into this, and from there you can put them onto the nipple. And of course, to keep the hole in the nipple clear, because the spark has to get down to the powder, we have a nipple pick, and occasionally you put that in every couple of rounds into the nipple to clean it out. You have, I don't carry an old-fashioned powder horn, but I do carry a powder measure, a powder, modern version of the powder horn, and this is just a powder supply, and you can see that there is a spring-loaded assembly on the side, so you can sit there and load your powder measure, which brings us to the powder measure. Because you've got to measure every load you put in, you tend to use a powder measure. It measures it in grains. Now black powder is measured in by grains in volume, not by weight. And this measure will allow you to put the proper charge in there that you want, and of course you fill it over the barrel. It's very convenient. And then of course you have your round balls. I'm shooting, I have a 50 caliber, so I'm shooting a 495 round ball, lead round ball. And I do have some patches. They're actually in here. So I have some pre-lubricated patches that I keep inside. And there they go, and we'll show you when we're shooting tomorrow how we load a patch and ball into that. And of course, you'll need a ball starter, and the purpose of that is to get the ball started in the muzzle, drive it down part of the way before you go at it with the ramrod. And if you're doing old style patching from pillow ticking or from an old shirt, you'll need a patch knife. So I have a patch knife included here as well. Should I have to use that, it's on my Possibles bag. And a Possibles bag is something that you carry all of this good stuff in, so you have the kit handy with you. This is one I had made by the Leatherman. It's a fantastic bag. It's made out of buffalo hide. As you can see, it's very roomy inside. There's lots of space to put everything that you would need. There's pouches in the front, there's a large pouch in the back, and I can fit just about everything that you see on the table easily into here to take with me. I have another pouch from the Leatherman that I wear on my side, and normally I put my fire kit in here and a few accessories, maybe a pipe and some tobacco. I'm going to sit down and have a nice smoke break in the afternoon. And then of course you'll need tools when you're out there, so I typically bring a Leatherman along with me. And this is just the Leatherman Wave, standard Leatherman. I did have a case made for it though by the same person who made my Possible bag and my pouch, the Leatherman, who makes cases for the Leathermen. And I probably had this thing made about 6-7 years ago. I wear this just about every day, and it's worn in nicely, and it's a really strong case. And then when you're out in the woods, you need another good tool too, so I always head out and I always bring a knife with me. And the knife that I use is was made by Blindhurst Knives. They're not around anymore, but they made a great knife. This is called the Lumberjack toothpick. As you can see, it's a substantial blade side. It's more than 4 fingers. It's probably close to 7 or 8 fingers long. Typical bush knife you want is 4 fingers, but this is really, if you look at and see the thickness of it here, I'm not sure how well you can see in this light. I'm going to get the light to catch the tang there, but this is really just a pry bar with a very sharp edge on it. So this is a workhorse, this knife. I can chop saplings down with this if I want to make sticks for cooking over the fire. It's a really great tool to have on your side. And that's about it. That's all the gear I'm going to be taking with me tomorrow. And what I think I'll do now is I'll pack up my Possibles bag and start getting things ready. And in the morning we'll head out to the country, out to Crown Land, and do some shooting. So stick with us. Thank you.